Once, twice, okay. Okay, so now, Carlos Domingo. Once, twice. Okay, well, it's going to be a shorter session, great. Michael, we have his presentation. I know we have your presentation. And yeah, so these people arrived. Do you want to wait for about 10 minutes? Because there are a lot of people coming from the lunch area. Okay, so having what we still away. Because there's really people. Hey, yes, do you have it? Okay. Do you have the presentation? Yeah, already. Because I did not talk Oh. So I think it's another folder, but I do not know which one.
Yeah, this one. That's copy.
Okay, thank you so much.
Control C.
Yes, I do know. So we copy onto
Board.
This folder. Okay.
Board.
So then we just Okay. You are set? Yeah. So a lot of people are still coming from the so, I mean, we can give 2 minutes, but then let's get started. So.
Ready to the presentation?
Let's
run this. Okay.
Thanks for some time. I'm going to take for 1 minute. No, not like that. But I don't want to. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to keep you waiting for too much. So I think we can get started with the invited talk. So I would like to invite Devesh Mishra to give the invited talk for this session on recent development in solid-state radiation dosimetry. So I'm sure there's a lot to talk about, so I do not wish to delay you more. Thank you so much. Half an hour.
Very good afternoon. Thanks for inviting me regarding sharing some latest development in solid state dosimetry. We'll cover some of recent parts. It's a very vast topic, so it's not very easy to cover everything. So we will basically concentrate on the field in which we are touching this solid state dosimetry. Since morning, we have gone through a journey of theoretical aspects. In coming few days, we are going to see how in medical physics we are using them, how the radiographic films are used, how the RPL kind of systems are being used. So in coming few days, we'll definitely have certain aspects. Like today morning, we have seen how density function works. Then how the lithium, you can play with the p and s orbitals, and you can predict the behaviors. It's very important when you see the LET of particle and their effect on TL phenomena. So when we talk solid state dosimetry, we have two directions. One goes for active, other goes for passive. Now, in some cases, the boundary is very thin. Like, for example, take OSL. You can have optical fiber-based OSL systems. It's an active system. But traditionally, it is famous for passive systems. So yes, we have a bridge between them. Certain materials offers this bridge, and some more thing is required to incorporate this bridge. So basically, they are in use, they are different, but now gap is getting narrower and narrower with development of new technologies. So when we say what we are touching in this topic, so we have active dosimeter, then we have passive dosimetry, and something new called as hybrid systems. Why we should have an active differently, passive differently? Why can't we have a comprehensive single package? The aim is to provide a safety and the dosimetric limits, operational limits, and decision-making capacities. We should not stick to passive or active. Now let's talk about more comprehensive. What is the actual scenario, actual dose? This helps the nuclear power plants, emergency preparedness, and so many places, medical dosimetry, oncologists, to decide certain aspects of the treatments. So the left two, hybrid and AI. Now these are the new tools coming up, which we'll see in slight detail in this. So passive dosimetry, traditionally, if you see, we have all sort of TLOSL phosphors. Since morning, we have seen many TLOS phosphors free from environmental conditions, chemically inert. We go for better dose rate. I think Yukara spoke about the dose rate dependence, these things. So these are the latest development that we want broader dynamic range of measurement. We want less and less dose rate dependence. And now, considering space dosimetry applications, we want LET dependence characteristics, which will be distinguished. So, lot of new developments taking place in TLOSL phosphor arena. Then, with the nanotechnologies, we talk about band gaps. What happens when you go to nanoscale? Certain band gaps, wave functions. As today morning you have seen, the wave function itself is a sandwich between two vectors. There's a tunneling probability. There's overlapping of wave functions. They are not far away from each other. So localized recombinations and luminescence characteristics, they are entirely different. When you talk about bulk and nano, this offers you better horizon of dose measurements. You can go for higher doses. You have a choices of tuning the materials. You have a choices of getting a specific wavelengths. So these are the fields where people are putting more and more struggles. And with the development and nanoscale technologies, now new hope has come to tune the materials. Similarly, you have nuclear track detectors. Traditionally, we are using a resin, CR39. Well working fine. Many countries are using it. But we need fluorescence fast detectors. Last 2 decades, we have these materials, but not everywhere it is available. Not much has been done to commercialize this. So these are the new places where we want more research so that we can replace CR39s for neutron dosimetry with fluorescent track detectors like aluminum oxide doped with Mg and BO also people are talking about. Then as we take a nuclear power productions, we have a more harsh environment. Space, we have a more adverse environment. We need dosimeters which can tackle these kind of environments. So a lot of new happenings are taking place, and I'm just highlighting few of them. Morning you have seen that how the LET gives different peaks. These are the signature of LETs. So in presence of gamma, if you have a high LET particles, you can distinguish them. Very useful tool when you are doing a space dosimetry. When high energy protons, we are expecting more. We don't bother about much about gamma when you talk about space. Similarly, when you have back end of fuel cycles, where fuel is getting processed after burning from the reactors, we have this kind of high energy particles of energy gamma. So it has got a definite places to work. A lot of new research is happening. Plus, people are trying to dope, high jet materials to make a better sensitive materials. As the energy increases, if your jet value is high, you have a better cross section for energy of gammas. Then aluminum oxide is a traditional material. Nanophosphide. The whole idea is to expand the dose, give a better sensitivity, and tunable wavelengths. Similarly, a lot of efforts are taking place. If you see composite kind of heterostructures, which are traditionally famous in semiconductor technology, but people are still trying. They're trying for the phosphorus things. So yes, a lot of new things are happening, and some of things we have seen in morning session. Similarly, now instrument is also taking a shape. If you see small systems like portable OSL readers are coming up, which can be used in day-to-day life in medical dosimetry. Even for space missions, these kind of systems are available where it can be used. Similarly, battery-powered TL systems also people are trying to make, which can be used in a field with a limited number of readings you can take with one charge of the batteries. The online system, you see optical fiber-based OSL system, radioluminescence glasses, commercial systems are available, new efficiency, better dynamic dose response. These are the new things we are expecting from the researcher all around the world. Apart from that, integration, the barcodes and better error-free processing of these dosimeters. That also plays a very keen role. When you have a very large dosimeters, the human error is one of the factors to be tackled with. So yes, people are going for these kind of things. And as you see, a lot of new options has come up. You have a multi-dose, multi-element dosimeters. Why should I have aluminum oxide? Let's couple with BO, aluminum oxide, something else also, so that you can better distinguish the radiations. So choices are vast. People must try a different combination of phosphor, not just a single phosphorus, to get the appropriate doses. So people are trying with the different compensating filters, and some people are trying aluminum oxide, LCF, or lithium fluoride. So they are making the batches which consist of multiple phosphors, not just single phosphorus. Yeah, these are some tools already in practice. Perhaps you have seen the high temperature harsh environment. Today morning we have also seen BO some presentations. Calcium sulfate dysprosium. At some extent, you can measure the accidental. You can use them for accidental purposes for calcium sulfate dysprosium. These two peaks, if the severe exposure has taken place within 24 hours of the event, these two peaks are present below 100 degree. So these two peaks are used to process the event when the dose is quite high. Most of the time, this kind of dosimeter we process after 24 hours because we don't want interference of these two peaks. But today morning we have seen like lithium fluoride. These peaks play a very keen role by diagnosing the accidental scenario, which is very common in nuclear power plant and hospitals also sometimes. These are certain materials. Now, recently we have also come with some ideas of, I think this idea is quite old. Stephen has given long back that in OSL, the decay curve, the photon cross section increases with increasing dose. Now you can quantify this to area, which is easily measurable, and you can correlate with the LET of the particles. So these are some plots, and it shows how with LET, these ratios are changing, and the cross-section value decreases, cross-section increases with increase in LET. And if you try to just simulate and formulate the equations, what you will find is that the photon cross-section has got a very deep connection with LET of the particle. That perhaps the defect environment itself is changing very rapidly. It's changing the bonds, it's changing the structure of defect itself, and it's electrostatic scenario. Now, if you just measure them, for aluminum oxide we have measured, but we have found that this coefficient, which terms as the coupling of LET, says that if you want to measure a broader LET, we want OSL material, high sensitivity but lower cross section. Because if cross section is high enough, vithalities will come further high. So we're not able to distinguish. So for highlighting measurement, we need a OSL phosphors, which should have a low photoansel cross section, strong coupling with LED, and having the larger sensitivity. So these are the new field we are looking for. These are certain values. Apart from that, now AI tool is coming up with machine learning for deconvolution of glow curves. We'll see in other last section of these presentations. Then micro dosimetry, of course, some of the peoples will be covering this. I'm just taking some part of that. See, the important micro dosimetry is it is miniaturized, cell level information is available, dose depositions information available. Many people have trying to come out with a new ideas. In coming few days, we are definitely going to have this. Of course, nanoparticle itself is entering in this arena to give its signatures. How to improve the dose sensitivity and localize dose enhancements. Some paper we have seen recently. So it are certain features that how it can be used for even DNA mappings. People are trying for the DNA mapping. TLOSL field is already open for that. Similarly, track detectors. This traditionally we are using films, less processing, more rugged, immediate informations. CR13 for neutron monitorings, very reliable and very consistent results we are getting that. Apart from that, we have a gel kind of 3D gel kind of technology, which is very useful for IMRT and treatment planning, because you have a real three-dimensional construction of doses. So these are the new fields where we want more refinement, more precision, more resolution of the information. You have optical scanning systems to scan that, but we need more gel materials to better sensitivity and better dynamic ranges available in different forms. I'm just covering some of the things. So you can see the lower section that nuclear track detection, a lot of work yet to be done here to make it more commercial and easily available. Because we want substitution of CR39, but still a lot of research work is required to make it more commercial. So once again, we have a diamond and silicon-based systems. Diamond, once again, a strong tool for harsh environment, high temperature, chemical inerts, offers you better flux measurements. Silicon carbide is coming up with another substitute, which can be used as a active and passive in both the domain. There are some challenges for field of silicon carbide and diamonds. Scaling up, one of the constraints. Then development of standards and calibration standards. So a lot of challenges still remains to solve for diamond and this kind of fields, where we can use them more easily, more easy tool for day-to-day life of measurement. Active dosimetry, we have once again traditional way of even radioluminescence glasses are available, real-time OSL and RPL technologies are available. In accident scenarios, you can have these radioluminescence glasses thrown on this debris where we expect splashing of the radiation sources. And by camera, you can measure the luminescence from them, and you can quantify the actual dose distributions. This is a real situation when some accident happens at nuclear reactor sites, or some source gets spilled out during some maintenance. So it is really a very strong tool to measure this kind of things. People have done great job for this. So MOSFET technology is recently available. Now people are coupling this with real-time systems to collaborate with your online systems and passive active dosimeters, where you can really have better sensitivity, better reproducibility, and of course cost effectiveness, which has to be tackled with. Now let's think what happens when you combine together. You have some advantage of passive dosimetry, integration of dose, then active you have a real-time dose. These are the many combination you can try, and that will enhance your capacity of measurements, because certain active parameters you require while taking the decisions, certain passive dosimetry parameters requires post-process. for the authorities. So now the idea is that we should combine these two dosimeters with a different combination. You have a TL with scintillators. You can have a RPL with some kind of GMT, or you can have one passive dosimeter with scintillators, and so many combination people are trying to, to come out, so that you can have a one more comprehensive way of dosimetry. So the cross verification of the doses. I have RPL, which is measuring certain doses per minute per hours. But after the incident, or after the process of processing certain nuclear fields and something like that, I want to see the integration of those, whether it is matches or not, or something happened. There you have an option of double verifications from real-time dosimeter and passive dosimetry. AI tool is already playing the role. If you have enough information for your systems, you can put in machine learning and coupling with your algorithms, which can take a better decision. It will save you a lot of times while taking decision. It can recognize certain aspect, like certain examples you can see. The space dosimetry, you have a passive dosimetry, both are being used. Right now also both are being used. You have a semiconductor-based systems, around 300 micrometer depletion rate, which can measure directly lethality of particle, and you have a passive system also, OSL and TL also. Similarly, in medical personal monitoring, you have both the systems to verify, cross-verify the dose delivery, and even calibration of the systems, CT scan. In nuclear accident, we should have a kit which contain both the dosimeters. So a lot of hybrid options are available now. People are suggesting and coming with it. Now, how this artificial intelligence will help you in these things. So first, pattern recognition. I'm getting certain dose reporting. Fine, my dosimeter is consistent. Is it really valid? Even the dose is reported, but is it really consistent with the scenario? Whether my dosimeter is reporting properly or not, or something happening which I'm not understanding. Then dose predictions. Do I expect this much dose from this event? If I'm going from Earth to Moon, do you have any idea that how much dose I'm expecting? So that I can cross-verify my dosimeter in between, that if I'm receiving the dose during the cruising period, really it is consistent with my prediction, or it goes beyond that. Real-time alarms, which is the scenario. So we have a nuclear power plant. There's a consistency of dose lasts from, say, 10 to 20 years. Suddenly there is a change in pattern. Now this pattern has to be recognized by your AI tool, and it should warn you that something is going horribly wrong. Something has to be addressed immediately. So that we call the pattern. Second aspect, whether my signal is background, more than background, is a genuine background. Now, who will decide the genuine background? That will be decided by the area around the working of radiation isotopes, whether it has changed or not. So this kind of information is required to verify. Lastly, whether my dosimeter is capable of distinguish the different types of particles, which is very important to take a specific decisions. Similarly, we have a dose predictions that you can map the doses, 2D, 3D also you can do. The most interesting part is last one. Have a distal twins. What we mean by distal twins? I am having a particular astronaut who is supposed to land on the moon. These are the scenario of dose I'm expecting. These are the dosimeters. So this is my digital clone. I'm expecting this much. Exactly copying the real scenario. And it's a two-way information. If any correction is there, that has to begin to my digital clone, so that I can predict the adverse doses and conditions. So we terms are digital clones, where we have an exact identical scenario. One is virtual, one is real. Of course, alarm-based systems, these are traditionally available when they give beep. But now we are integrating this kind of system with so many input available. Temperature, pressure, area, backgrounds, so that whatever alarms and things are coming, they should be consistent with the environment also, not just a beep. that, okay, you have crossed certain limits. So these are the new technology requires AI tools, machine learning. You need decades of data, different types of data, which can be fed in, and so that you can take appropriate decisions. So at the last, we want some better materials. People are still trying for LT measurement, considering space applications and other medical application when we have a better pelletron or cyclotrons. Then emerging materials and basic tools where we can use AI. If you have a first order kinetic equations, you are expecting certain parameters. You can train your model so that it can predict the best output from your observations. So we have to put a lot of efforts for machine learning of these basic ideas and algorithms, which is yet to be done. I think in dating, we have R softwares where a lot of things has been taking place. But for phosphor developments, especially for designing of density function, material developments, a lot of efforts is required. Since morning, we have seen a couple of presentations where density function and material developments have been addressed very nicely. These are the building blocks from where we get the TLOSL characteristics. Need of global collaborations. It's not the task of single institute or single country to have a AI-based comprehensive data management systems for dosimetry, solid-state dosimetry applications. For the world, they should collaborate at different institute level, provide the data that can be used to train the algorithms and which can be shared among the countries to find out the defects tools or odd information or even information, whether information is consistent with the other information available everywhere. So a lot of journals information is available that has to come on the single platform. If I'm having a PTTL kind of informations, whether it's consistent with the previous 10 years of information or I'm going off. If I'm talking about dose dependent certain parameters, whether it is consistent with previously reported data or not, how many people are agreeing with me. So these kind of machine learning tools, algorithm has to be developed and coupled together with a lot of data. Then we have to come out from certain limitation of traditional dosimetric tools. We have to develop new protocols using advancement in nanotechnology or laser technologies. Like one of the things I was discussing with Yukiara this morning, that Stephen also told that you cannot take glow curve as it is because there's a shift in wavelength during the heating. Now this shift in wavelength, it can be used for something else, whether it can be correlated with some kind of type of radiations or kind of patterns that has to be studied. So you need a thermoluminescence reader where not only is this integration of signal is required, but also shift in wavelength should also be there. So that will give you another information about the aspects. So I'm concluding my talk with this. Thank you.